The high desert of southwest Wyoming is a landscape of wind and silence. But look at these ridges. They are the art gallery of time. Millions of years ago, this dust was deep water. This arid wilderness was a tropical oasis. The question is, how did a tropical fish end up at 7,000 feet? To find out, we have to look closer. Because here, every layer tells a story, and the answers are locked in stone. We're talking about the Green River Formation, a massive rock record of 3 lakes that once drowned the high deserts of Wyoming, Utah, and Colorado a very long time ago. Today, Fossil Butte protects a 13-mile memory of those ancient waters and the layers that were once the muddy floor of a subtropical world. It was a miracle of chemistry, an environment so perfect that it didn't just bury life, it memorialized it. From the billions of Nidia, the most common vertebrate fossil on Earth, to the world's oldest bats and rare freshwater stingrays, even the delicate color patterns on a damselfly's wing are still visible here 52 million years later. At Fossil Butte, the rocks hold silent witnesses, and every new find paints a more complete picture of this ancient ecosystem. And the scale of time here is staggering. Earth is about 4.6 billion years old. Imagine that entire history as one thick book, 4,600 pages long. The first 4,000 pages are mostly blank or filled with tiny invisible life. Dinosaurs don't appear until around page 4,200. The Eocene epoch, when Fossil Lake teemed with tropical fish and palms, starts on page 4,548. And humans, we show up on the very last sentence of the very last page. We are babies on the final line of this story. That's how vast this time is. These rocks are the pages of that book, and right here at Fossil Butte, we get to read the chapter where tropical fish lived at 7,000 feet. Now we move from the majestic outside exhibits to see an even more organic part of history. I was amused to find these coprolites, fossilized poop, and learn that they are the keys to the Eocene food web. They reveal ancient diets from tiny fish to crunchy insects and cover the hidden connections in a thriving prehistoric world. Clues that scientists are still piecing together today. I have to admit, I found this exhibit fascinating. Plus, I was tickled by the park staff's genius move, putting it right in the restroom. A quick lesson you can't miss. So how did a tropical oasis end up 7,000 feet above the sea? It turns out the fish didn't move, the world did. Over millions of years, the Earth lifted this ancient lake floor toward the clouds, turning mud into stone and fleeting moments into lasting monuments. That's the story these rocks still tell, and the people who lived and loved this land are the ones who brought it into the light. Fossil Butte first caught scientific attention during Ferdinand V. Hayden's surveys of the Wyoming Territory in the 1870s. Then the railroad arrived in the 1890s, and suddenly these prehistoric treasures could be shipped to museums worldwide. Commercial mining exploded. Kemmerer became known as Fossil City. One of the biggest players was Robert Lee Craig, who ran a major quarry right here on the Butte from 1897 until his death in 1937. Another fossil miner, David Haddenham, worked these beds for nearly 70 years, He built this simple A-frame cabin in 1918 and lived here seasonally. Tough, solitary work. These miners were more than excavators. They were artists in stone. By the mid-20th century, over 20 commercial quarries had stripped away much of the accessible surface layers. So much context was lost along the way. But the park itself might never have happened without Carl Ulrich's wife, Shirley. A lifelong Kemmerer native, she had deep roots and local trust. She became the bridge between the miners and the scientists. In 1972, that trust helped turn this land into a national monument. With a rare compromise, the Ulrichs were grandfathered in. They could stay on their land and continue the work they loved. Today, that torch is carried by Mike Snively. He started as a kid rockhound in these hills. Now he's a master, revealing fossils that end up in the Smithsonian, the Field Museum, and collections around the world. Listening to Mike share how he was mentored and continues to carry the legacy forward, I thought of how he releases the fossils of this ancient lake and turns a fleeting moment into a monument. Isn't this true for us? We are a living history woven through the little imprints that outlive us, passed from heart to heart, generation to generation, long after we're gone. And the story is still being written. The hunt for history here is never really over. There are still plenty of fish left in these rocks. But the Green River has other stories to tell. Stories written in the water itself. Next time, we go from the stone aquarium to the massive concrete heart of Flaming Gorge. We're moving from the hunters of the past to the hunters of energy. I'll see you at the dam. Thanks for watching, and happy trails.